Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is Barazal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This is going to be part 3 to, there will be hyperinflation and famine. And we're going into the MOTB. Hopefully the other video doesn't get taken down. If it does, I might have to change the name or do it all over again. But nonetheless, Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark, the MOTB, and upon them which worshipped his image. So it's funny because like MOTB, you already know what that is. That's the digital all, right? Those tracking chips. But part of worshiping the image, like I said in the last video, is getting those syringes, because that's part of worshiping the image of the beast, right? You're submitting yourself into their system. It's like, yes, I will take the syringe, right? And people are getting grievous sores from those syringes, right? If you notice, if you watch the news, right, the reactions that people are getting, their skin reacts a certain way. They get a sore. Like some people died. Right, so let's go into the word noisome real quick. It's going to be a quick video, hopefully. Noisome.
Strong's G 2556. Kakas. Kakas.
Kakas. Or kakos. Of bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful. So just worshiping the beast, right? Getting these syringes, you can get a troublesome sore, right? But it's some people are getting some troublesome things like their body, they're getting a cerebral palsy, right? Losing limbs, skins peeling off, right? Injurious, or they're getting permanently damaged forever. Pernicus. Let's look up that word. Pernicus. Oh. Pernicus. Here we go. Oh. Early 15th century, of a deed, evil, wicked, as having the property of destroying or being injurious. Okay, destroying. Destructive, death, ruin. It says violent death, murder, to kill. Oh, wow, I did not know that. It even says down here, exceedingly harmful, deadly, pestilent. Wow. Right? And if you notice, if people are taking these syringes, they've been receiving sores like that, whether it's death, whether it's they're just messed up, like their whole body has changed. Before they were like a healthy person, now they're just bedridden, right? Destructive, baneful, right? So that's part of worshiping the beast, is also taking those syringes. So it's talking about those people too, right? The scripture is literally talking about it. You have to have an eye to see that, right? So and then that was noisome. So then if you go to grievous.
Strong's G 4190. Paneras.
Right, full of labors, annoyances, hardships, pressed and harsh by labors, bringing toils, annoyances, pearls, causing pain and trouble, bad, of a bad nature or condition, in physical sense, diseased or blind, in ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. Right? Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then on the word sore.
Strong's G 1668. Helkas.
A wound producing a discharge, pus, a sore, an ulcer. Right? And a cancer, a tumor is a sore, right, on the body. Because if you go to the word cancer, let's go to tumor. There you go. Swelling. That's a sore. Condition of being swollen, a tumor, to swell, right? An abnormal new mass of tissue that serves no purpose. And what did it say about the word grievous, if you go back to that? If you go here, it says bringing toils, annoyances. So something that has no purpose is annoying, is it not? Right? It can also cause pain. And then we go to the other word. There you go. Troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful. And you can die from tumors. Tumors can kill you, right? Have you seen a lot of things that happen to people with tumors, then they get cancer, and then that's it. All she wrote. So, right, and it says upon them which worship his image. So, whether you take the syringe or you take the digital owl, right, you're going to receive a grievous sore, right? You're already seeing the ones with the people that are taking the syringe. So the next step, you're going to see the ones who are taking the digital owl. Now, the reason why, and I can also back this up with information, right? So right here, it says this study conducted in Germany in 1997 that found 1% over 4,000 digital old mice had cancer, which the authors concluded were clearly due to the implanted digital owls. A study conducted in Ridgefield, Connecticut in 1998 on 177 mice that suggested the incidence of cancer was raised by just over 10%. Right? And we're not even going to go and click on these articles, but you just see this is 2007. Tumors grew in mice in between 1 and 10% of cases, and most of these grew around the MOTB, or the digital owl transponder itself, indicating a strong link. So it grew around where they got that MOTB. Right? This is in rats. Medical microchip, medical digital owl for people may cause cancer. Did the agency know of the tumor findings before approving the implants? The FDA declined. Repeated AP requests. So, the FDA they're bought, right? They're bought because think of all the food that's being basically being pushed into grocery stores. I know there's a different word for it, but basically being pushed into grocery stores. You have to go to the FDA. The FDA is obviously bought off because they just say, no, it's good. They pay them enough money, they just let it pass. Right? If you don't have enough money, then your stuff is not going to get on the shelves. Okay. Right here. Effects of radiation from a radio frequency. Conclusions data of the present study suggest that radio frequency field from digital owls affects cancer cells. Well, right here. Implanted digital owls linked to cancer. A series of research articles spanning more than a decade. So they've been researching this for over 10 years. And everyone in Sweden or Switzerland, they all have it over there. They've been doing that for 3 years. They all have the digital owls, the MOTBs. Then a decade found that mice and rats injected with glass encapsulated digital owl transponders developed. Actually, let's click this one. Microchip. Digital owl implants have induced cancer in laboratory animals and dogs. A series of research articles spanning more than a decade found that mice and rats injected with glass encapsulated digital owl transponders developed malignant, fast-growing, lethal cancers in up to 1 to 10% of cases. The tumors originated in the tissue surrounding the digital owls and often grew to completely surround the devices. To date, wow. About 2,000 digital owl devices have been implanted in humans worldwide, according to Verichip Corp., And this was written in what? 2007. So that's over 10 years ago. Right? So if you go to Revelation 13 and 16, right? And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or on their foreheads. So if you go into the word mark, charagma, right? A stamp or imprinted mark, or marked stamp on the forehead or the right hand of the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Okay. It's not just one Antichrist. There's lots of Antichrists. Anyone that's against Yahushua is an Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work. So something that's carved in. What do you use the tool? The tool that you use to carve something in is like one of those palisade needles, right? Have you ever seen them? Like you know those old school Fenton needles? I'm not sure it's the correct term, Fenton, but those old school needles where you get that dip it, they kind of look like that, you know? Right? So then we go into Korax, from Corazo, to sharpen to point. The idea of scratching a pail or a stake of palisade, kind of like I just said. So if you've seen a stake or a palisade, right? Actually, let's see if we can get that. Palisade. Nope. Palisade. Yeah, there you go. You see this? You see those sharps? That's what it's referring to. Now, if you notice those big needles, hypodermic needles, let me see if I can get that. Right? Hypodermic needle. Sure. Hypodermic needle. Trying to see for something specific. You know what? I can actually just do it. You know, hypodermic needle is not the correct terminology. Okay, hold on. Okay, so there, perfect. Look at that. You see, what does that look like? Does not that look like a palisade? You see the way it's shaped? It has a little opening, right? And that opening is for, they have bigger needles, but that opening is for the MOTB. You put it inside, you put it under skin, and you push it, and it pumps into your skin, and there it goes. It's implanted or imprinted. Right? There's another picture here. Right? Look at that. That doesn't look like a palisade or a stake to you? Right? And then grapho, to write with reference to the form of letters, to delineate form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material, to write with reference to contents of writing, to express in written characters, to commit in writing, things not to be forgotten. There you go. This is the one. So to commit to writing, things not to be forgotten. So on these, MOTBs, actually, you know what? Even start from A, it says to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment paper, or other material, right? So you are using a different material. It's going to be metal and some type of plastic, right? Copper, wire, and whatever, right? But this is the main thing right here, where it says B. To commit to writing, things not to be forgotten. So these things, the reason why they're going to be coming out with it, they're going to make it in a way where it's like, okay, you won't lose any of your cards, your credit cards, your identification, right? Your money, right? Everything's going to be recorded. Everything's going to be saved on this little device. And all you're going to do is put it in your hand, right? You won't lose your kids, right? Because they had the whole thing with the kids being kidnapped, right? The Amber Alerts are always going off, right? So if these kids have that, you always know where they are, right? It's easy to track them, right? And then your pets, you're easy to track your pets, right? It's going to make it very convenient because you're going to have everything saved on there. Everything's going to be recorded on there. So you will never lose it because it's on your hand or in your forehead. Right. So if you keep reading, I'll read from verse 14, Revelation 13 and 14, and deceiveth them. So he does use deception and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. What miracles? Right now, it's the miracles of having these the cures to this so-called contagion, right? That's a miracle. How fast they have it, that's a miracle. Is it not? But through that miracle, they're deceiving people to worship the beast, right? And that's the first step. And through that deception of them taking these syringes, eventually, when they introduce the MOTB, they're already been tricked with that. So they're just going to take it because they've already been tricked, right? Because the beast is all about gradualism. He does things slowly, right? That's the best way to deceive somebody is to do it slowly. If you do it quick, they're going to see what's going on. But if you do it slowly, it's very hard for them to see. You slowly add things. You slowly take away things, right? And deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, right? And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So that's happening right now, right? People are actually dying that are not taking it. Not the numbers are actually lower, but actually because if you actually look at the numbers, the ones that are actually dying are the ones that have taken it. So that's why this is not talking about that. This is actually talking about when they take it, right? So that time when they bring MOTB, it's either you take it or you don't. If you don't take it, you're going to be killed. If you don't take it, you can't eat, which eventually you will die, right? If Yahweh Shem Shai deal with you. So that's what this is referring to. It's talking about when the MOTB is actually in place, not right now, because people are not dying that are not worshiping the image. People can still eat, people can still drink, people can still do things, right? Verse 16, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. And how did he cause them to receive this mark? It says he caused them to receive it, but it was through deception. Through deception, he caused them to receive it. And the word receive, because you got to look up the words.
Strong's G 1325. Didomi.
Wow. To give something to someone of one's own accord, to give one something to his advantage. So see, exactly, to his advantage. Like I was just saying before, they're going to make it seem like this is to better you. You're gaining an advantage to have all this stuff recorded on this thing, right? It's an upgrade. It's making things convenient for you. To bestow a gift, yeah, because they have the answer to your problems. To grant, give to one asking, let have, to supply, furnish, and that's it. So, and verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which equals 666. So that's it on that. I just wanted to explain that and reference it with actual information presently in present day. So I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, right? That are pushing the word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Double honors and double blessings to the apostles of great millstone, right? Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom and the 2/3 as well. Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, Shalom.